Sometimes finding compassion is tough, and the process of doing that isn't really well documented. So, I wanted to take a second to help uh, uh, brothers from the craft get a protocol for finding compassion. And so, this protocol is one that I, with anything, how do you know where you learned it? But I've picked it up along the way, and maybe it'll work for you. So, this implies the use of the fellowcraft apron and an understanding of logic at least a high level, right? So logic, music, kind of both relate. The finding compassion is in a lot of ways a process of trying to understand what's going on in the world, what's going on with someone's behavior, what's going on in their life. And a perspective that I have found useful is that every human being that you're likely to meet could have at one point been you. Somewhere in their life, they went left instead of right, they zigged instead of zagged, and bam, that's where they are and why they are. That branched understanding allows you to do some sort of internal alchemy kind of stuff where you can turn the lead of suffering into the gold of understanding. Let's do a little bit of work. So um, if you look at someone's behavior, right, and you say, okay, well, I have no idea where this person's coming from, using that sort of branched understanding as a high level backdrop, start doing a little bit of creative storytelling. So, let's say you have somebody who is maybe being rude to someone in the service profession. Um, Now, you can. Uh, it's an unjustifiable behavior. Like, I'm not trying to ever advocate on behalf of being rude to service professionals. On the other hand, we want to approach this individual with compassion. So how do we do it? Well, um, let's imagine a scenario where the only logical conclusion is that behavior. So maybe they were wait staff, and maybe they had a traumatic experience in their past that they can't let go of, and they think that this is the way wait staff or service professionals are supposed to be treated. Or maybe this is the way someone in their life expressed love and care and compassion to them, was through this abusive behavior, and that's the only way this person understands the expression of love and care. um, Now, again, I'm not trying to justify or excuse the behavior. When we look for compassion, we're not looking to eliminate the responsibilities and accountabilities for someone having sort of morally objectionable behavior. What we're trying to do is understand them first at a human level. From a human level, when I understand their behavior and the causes of their behavior, I can approach them as a brother or what have you, and begin the conversation from a solid foundation of care. This this approach to compassion is pretty, I guess, common in a lot of the more uh, sort of service based spiritual traditions. You'll see it throughout a lot of the Eastern philosophies. But when you are struggling to do this, putting on that logical perspective and trying to find a scenario where this is the only rational logical behavior will help you, I think, significantly understand, again, not to rationalize the behavior, but understand where it comes from so that you can then offer the best kind of care moving forward. And when you do this, you do it for others, you get more skilled at doing it for yourself. So, um, part of the reason that we analyze others' behavior is because in a lot of cases, those behaviors, again, are just places where Someone else zigged instead of zagged. Someone else made a left turn instead of a right turn. So if you take this branching perspective, it becomes a lot easier to learn from others, like a force multiplier. You get the benefit of their lived experience in your learning, and at the same time, you get to move past the judgment phase, so you can engage with people in the most caring and compassionate way.